Hi, it's me again with Corel tips and tricks. I've made this pattern before and somebody was trying to do it and they're having trouble getting it perfect. And by perfect, I mean this shape right here. If you hit duplicate and then rotate it 90 degrees, and if you grab your 2-point line and it puts it perfectly on the edge. You can't just ballpark it. You you could be short of being perfect, and then you've got to, well, let's do one not so perfect, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to draw a 12-inch ellipse, and I'm going to hit P, put it in center page. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate, and I'm going to move that thing over, and then I'm going to Control D and move it over, and see you've got them touching now, and let's say you move it 3 inches. This isn't going to be perfect because you can see it's fatter than it is. And you could play around and you could measure with the parallel dimension tool, but you could use that and you could left click. Oh, almost didn't get my left click no fill outline. Control D and make a duplicate and rotate it 90 degrees. And see, you can already see it's off by quite a bit. You could actually do that. It would make a okay pattern, because if we start moving it with a 4-sided cross and put it right there, you can see it's off. So if you just kept going and I made a plus key already. I'm going to delete that. Let's group this together, Control G, and then Control D to duplicate it and put this here. That's not even on the line perfectly. If you will grab that node that's in the center, it should snap. Well, it's a little difficult. But then when you do this, Control G to group, Control D to duplicate, and put this down here, so you're going to have a square, and that there's nothing wrong with that. Let's keep playing with that, and I'll just show you. But I'm going to show you the way to do it. I'm going to ungroup these, and I'm going to get ungroup again. So let's put a little color to this. Yeah, I thought I had 2 copies. I just want 1 copy. And let's smart fill it with purple. And then let's use the interactive fill tool. And I'm going to put, sorry, I don't have my colors. I'm cheating on the size of the video screen a little bit. And let's put purple in the middle. And for this, let's call that good. And then you hit the plus key and you mirror it, or not mirror it, turn it 90 degrees. And then I always just kind of back off. And you could do this mathematically too, but you want to be on that node. See, you got that block. And then Control G, Control D. And I'm going to show you mathematically. Let me delete that copy and use the parallel dimension tool and go from that node to that node. And we're at 18 inches, which is kind of makes sense for our 12-inch ellipse. And then hit the plus key and plus key. Let me go ahead and get rid of these. So this isn't a terrible look. So I Control G and I Control D, and then I'm going to move this here. And if you grabbed it in the center, see, you're going to have that spot. And let's just keep going. Let's go a little bit more. And then we'll always get the two-sided arrow before you start moving it. And see, it snaps right to it. So you could actually, let's make it square. Let's go up to Object and ungroup all. And let's get rid of these 2 that are hanging over. And if you see you've got a little square there, if you planted it, if you made that black in object order back a page, it kind of disappears, but it is a black square in there. So I thought about this a lot and how to do it correctly. And maybe even a mathematician, I've got a couple that watch my videos, maybe they'll even chime in a different way. So I'm going to make a 12-inch ellipse. I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. I'm going to take the 2-point line, holding down the control button so it's perpendicular, then Control D and mirror it or rotate it 90 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the edges. And I'm not going to group this, but I'm going to take it all and rotate it 45 degrees. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to make a duplicate of that. And I want to delete all this stuff but that one line. Now, remember I nudged it so I can nudge it back. Okay? If you will set your object origin to the right middle corner, and if you will mirror it, it puts it exactly where it needs to be. Now let's try this. Let's hit plus key on the keyboard and mirror it the other way, and you can just have it snap to that node. And then let's take away these lines and take your Smart Fill tool. And I'm not going to color fill it, but if we left click, right click, and we Control D and make a duplicate and mirror it 90 degrees, and then I messed that up, 4-sided cross. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, and I'm going to get that node or the midpoint and have it snap to the midpoint. Now I'm perfect. My lines meet, and if you did it correctly, well, I said I wasn't going to do it, but let's do it. Let's make one. Well, I've got one up there, but let's just make another one. Take the Smart Fill tool. You know, you don't have to even pick a color, because when you change the interactive fill tool, if you put black on both ends, it's going to be black. And once again, I apologize, I don't have my colors. When I take a video screenshot, I just size it up, and I was a little bit off. Let's put a couple more purples. And that really looks pretty good. But if we take a white now and put it in the middle, look what it does. And I'm going to put a purple on the other side of it. So it's just got a little bit of a look. Control D to duplicate it and rotate it 90 degrees. And there's a mathematical way to do this, probably. Make sure you get the 4-sided cross before you start moving anything. And see, I need to go right to that midpoint. Now I can use a little math, and it should be that it's still that 18 inches. Go from the midpoint to the, okay. It's not, because remember, we're perfect. 16.97. So change your nudge factor to 16.97. Look at that. And then take this and group it. And you know, if you didn't have to, if you're going straight down, well, you know what? Let's try this. This thing is 12 inches tall. So let's nudge it. Well, you know what? Let's nudge it half of 697 first. Divided by 2. And let's nudge it over. Well, got to make a copy. And then let's change our nudge to 12. Nope, that didn't work. It's probably half that or something. But look how much better it looks. Now, if I was gonna do this for real, I'd go ahead and ungroup all this So I wouldn't have to take out so many of them. If you wanted square, I didn't ungroup that one. You know, you could always put it in there. And then Control G to group it, Control D to duplicate it, and just keep going down and have it snap to it. And if you hit it right the first time, you can just keep going. So think about if you ever draw something like this, think about that little method I just came up with, and it's a true help. That still looks cool, but that was, he wanted it perfect. Like this is perfect. There's no spaces, all the lines meet, and you know it looks like they're folded in a woven pattern. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody someday, and thank you for watching.